Hi everyone, so I'm back with another video. This is a book haul. Don't kind of know what size you would call this. Medium maybe. So yeah. So most of these are for the celebrity book reading lists that I do. Because I've just stocked up on a couple of them for upcoming ones because I'm nearly at the end of my next one. So I won't tell you what celebrities they are, but if you can guess, you can guess. So I'm going to start off with the thickest book in this, which is the Patrick Melrose novels by Edward St. Aubyn. So these are massive book. Full of novels that follow a guy called Patrick through his entire childhood, his 20s, and the complexities of chaos of his middle age. So he negotiates the death of his parents, the compromise of marriage, and eventually the tenderness of fatherhood. And he battles at first to stay ahead of his past and then to finally release it. So yeah, it's really huge. So yeah. Might be a little while before I get to this one. Then we've got The Course of Love by Alain de Botton. So this is about a couple called Rabbi and Kirsten who are two people that cross paths and they are destined to fall in love and get married, and they set off on a journey of life together. They both believe that's all you need in love, but they learn that life has other ideas. So it's a romantic novel unlike any other. It's a story about learning to survive in a modern relationship and maybe to even enjoy it. I feel like I'm really far away from you. Then we've got Still Life with Woodpecker by Tom Robbins. So it's a kind of love story, it says on the back. It takes place inside a pack of Camel cigarettes. It reveals the purpose of the moon, explains the differences between criminals and outlaws, examines the conflict between social activism and romantic individualism, paints a portrait of contemporary society that includes powerful Arabs, exiled royalty, and pregnant cheerleaders. And it also deals with the problem of redheads. This might be quite offensive. Offensive comedy. Oh, the joys of offensive comedy. I'm actually quite excited for that, weirdly enough. Then we've got All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. This is quite a famous one. It was the winner for the Pulitzer Prize. So it says, open your eyes and see what you can with them before they close forever. That's so dark. So it's a girl who's been blind from the age of 6. So the world is full of mazes for her, and it's the miniature of a Paris neighbourhood made by her father to teach her the way home. The microscopic layers of the invaluable diamond that her father guards in the Museum of Natural History. The walled city by the sea where her father and daughter take refuge when the Nazis invade Paris, and the future which draws her ever closer to Werner, a German orphan destined to labour in the mines until a broken radio fills his life with possibilities and brings him to the notice of the Hitler Youth. Sounds interesting. It's a Netflix series as well. So I'll probably give that a watch too. Probably end up watching that before I actually read that. Just gonna move these back here, just so I've got more space. Then we've got Any Human Heart by William Boyd. I believe this is a classic of some kind. So it says, every life is both ordinary and extraordinary, as Logan Mont Stewart's stretching across both 20th century. Its rich tapestry of both. As a writer who found inspiration with Hemingway in Paris and Virginia Woolf in London, as a spy recruited by Ian Fleming and betrayed in the war, as an artist dealer in the 60s, Logan mixes with the men and women who shape his time, but as a son, friend and lover and husband, he makes the same mistakes we all do in our search for happiness. Here, then, is the story of a life lived to the full and a journey deep into a very human heart. That actually sounds really beautiful. I've got really tiny writing actually in here as well. I am probably going to need my glasses for that one. Circe, is it? Or Circe? So this was shortlisted for the Women's Prize in Fiction. It's by Madeline Miller. So this is a Greek retelling. In the house of Helios, god of the sun, the mightiest of titans, a daughter is born. Not powerful and terrible like her father, nor gorgeous and mercenary like her mother, but she has a dark power of her own, witchcraft. When Circe's gift threatens the gods, she is banished to the island of Aeaea, where she hones her occult craft, casting spells, gathering strange herbs, and taming wild beasts. Yet a woman who stands alone cannot live in peace for long, and among her island's guests is an unexpected visitor, the mortal Odeus? I am so bad at this. Ozydaeus? I'm going to guess. From whom Circe will risk everything. I am intrigued. It's quite a popular one, that, along with, is it a song? A Song of Achilles. I have it on my shelf over there. And then we've got Talking to Strangers by Malcolm Gladwell. This does not have a synopsis. I have no idea what this is. What we should know about the people we don't. Apparently this book, the stuff on the back. So Oprah Winfrey says, I love this book. It will actually change how you look at yourself, the news and the world. Superb writing and it's masterful, taunt, provocative and smart. A book examining the ways we misinterpret or fail to communicate with one another could not feel more necessary. A page-turning urgency of a thriller. Interesting. And then last of the celebrity books is The Ego Trick. What Does It Mean to Be You by Julian Baggini. I'm always thinking of Baggini with this name. So this is a riveting investigation of the nature of the self by one of Britain's best-loving popular philosophers. After reading The Ego Trick, you will never see yourself the same way again. This sounds absolutely terrifying. It sounds intriguing, but also absolutely terrifying to read. He's got one called Should You Judge a Book by Its Cover? 100 Fresh Takes on This Familiar Saying and Quotations. Do they think you're stupid? 100 Ways of Spotting Spin and Nonsense from the Media, Pundits and Politicians. I kind of want to read that. Do they think you're stupid? I might look into that. Because that just sounds cool. And the next stack. Oh, I hate that one. Oh, I don't like the dust jacket on that. That was awful. So, The Pairing by Casey McQuiston. So this is the Work Spread Edge edition. I mean, look how stunning that is. It's gorgeous. So this is about Theo and Kit, who have been childhood best friends and crushes and lovers, and after a brutal breakup 4 years ago, estranged exes. So it's not until they are trapped aboard a tour bus that Theo and Kit realise they've accidentally booked the same European food and wine tour, and now they're stuck with each other for 3 weeks of the most romantic sights and sensuous flavours. Sensuous flavours? Words. Of France, Spain and Italy, but it'll be fine, they're absolutely over each other. So when Theo suggests a friendly wager to see who can sleep with the hot Italian tour guide first. Okay, I like that. Kit is in game. In fact, why stop there? Why not a full-on European hookup competition? So this is queer, I believe. I believe it's bisexual and some form of gender queerness. So I'm excited to read this for Pride Month. I am going to get to this month. You'll see this in my June wrap-up, hopefully. If you don't, go ahead and tell me off. This is the one that I don't like the dust jacket on. So I actually got this from... I'm missing one, and it's right under a stack. There's a booktuber called Jodie, Vanilla Moon, I think is her channel. and she was selling. I'm putting this down for a minute. She was selling some books, so I ordered a couple. I ordered a comic book with Vision and the Scarlet Witch, and it's all the way over there. I'm annoyed myself because I can't even go and get it because it's under a stack of queer books I've just pulled off my bookshelf. I'm so annoyed. It's over there though. Literally over there. Next book haul I do, or book unboxing, because there's probably one coming up at some point, I will go and get that and I will show it. But here's Sign Here by Claudia Lux. Anyone kind of guess why I got this? I love anything with a demon in it. I don't know whether you can tell. So, darkly humorous, surprisingly poignant, and utterly gripping debut novel about a guy who works in hell. Literally. And is on the cusp of a big promotion if only he can get one more member of a wealthy Harrison family to sell their soul. So Peyton Trip is a pretty good gig in the deals of the department on the 5th floor of hell. Sure, none of the pens work, the coffee machine has been out of order for a century, the only drink on offer is a Jägermeister. I think I've said that right. But Pay has a plan. And all he needs is one last member of the Harrison family to sell their soul. When the Harrisons family retreat to the lake house for the summer, with her daughter, Mickey's precious new friend. Don't call Mickey. Okay. Oh, Ruth. I don't know. Until the opportunity Pay has waiting for a millennium might be finally in his grasp. And with the help of his charismatic co-worker, Calamity. I like that. It was a good name, Calamity. He sets a plan in motion. But there are things aren't always as they seem, on Earth or in hell, as old secrets and new dangers scrape the way at the Harrison's shiny new surface, revealing the darkness beneath. Everyone must face consequences of their choice. This dust jacket feels awful. I don't know what it is about it. It's like chalk on a blackboard feeling. I might get like a cover for it or something. It just feels really terrible. But there's that one, and I'm going to put that down. Yee. I don't know what it is. It's that texture. It's just awful. Anyway, another one I picked up from Jodie was Dracul, which is by Dacre Stoker and J.D. Barker. So this is this an advanced copy? I know it's a library copy. It says advanced praise on the back. If anyone knows anything about library copies, please tell me. Because I know nothing about library copies, and are library copies like pre? It doesn't say anything. Yeah, please tell me whether this is like a... It does say advanced praise up here. And I know nothing about library copies. Like a withdrawn library copy though. It is withdrawn. But I know nothing about that. Please tell me. Anyway, back to what it actually is about. So it is 1868 and a 21-year-old Bram Stoker waits in a desolate tower to face the indescribable evil. Armed only with crucifixes, holy water and a rifle, he prays to survive a single night, the longest of his life. Desperate to record what he has witnessed, Bram scribbles down any events that led him here. A sickly child, Bram spent his early days bedridden in his parents' Dublin home, tended to by his caretaker, a young woman named Ellen Crown. When a string of strange deaths occur in a nearby town, Bram and his sister Matilda detect a pattern of bizarre behaviour by Ellen, a mystery that deepens chillingly until Ellen vanishes suddenly from their lives. Years later, Matilda returns from studying in Paris to tell Bram the news that she has seen Ellen, that the nightmare they thought long ended is only beginning. So this is about how kind of Dracula became Dracula, like the story of Dracula. So I am intrigued, but please tell me about library copies because I don't know anything about them. And I'm now intrigued to see if that's an advanced copy or not. Anyway, I then received a package from... I actually received several packages. These from packages. Wow, how many times can I say the word packages? Never Flinch by Stephen King. So this is Stephen King's new novel. It's not signed. I'd be very lucky to ever get a signed copy of Stephen King's books. So, when the Book Eye Police Department receives a disturbing letter from a person threatening to kill 13 innocent and 1 guilty to atone for the needless deaths of an innocent man, Detective Izzy James has no idea what to think. Are 14 citizens about to be slaughtered in an unhinged act of retribution? As the investigation unfolds, Izzy realises that the letter writer is deadly serious, and she turns to her friend Holly Gibney for help. I believe this is a sequel to the book called Holly. Meanwhile, controversial and outspoken women's rights activist Kate McKay is embarking on a multi-state lecture tour drawing packed venues of both fans and detractors. Someone who vehemently opposed Kate's message of female empowerment has been targeting her and disrupting her events. First known was her, but the stalker is growing bolder, and Holly is hired to be Kate's bodyguard. A challenging task with a headstrong employer and determined adversaries driven by the wrath of an unhinged righteousness. I am looking forward to reading this. So it's just plain underneath the dust jacket. Yes, so this is Stephen King's new book. I have to read the first one, which I have on the top of that bookshelf, which is that way. But this is a sequel. My first Stephen King book, though, will be it. I have 2 copies of this one. So, fun. This one's going to be good. So, as you may know or may not know, I am a Michael Sheen fan. As you may know, I'm also a David Tennant fan. I've mentioned that several times. But I'm also a big fan of Michael Sheen. So, when I heard this was coming out, I got a bit excited. I have 2 copies. So, A Home for Spark the Dragon. I'm really tempted to do like a reading of this. You may see me actually read this at some point on here. So, when a storm leaves Spark without a place to live, he must set out to find somewhere new. He meets many kind friends along the way, but will this little dragon ever find a place to call home? So, this is about this little dragon here, called Spark, and he loses his home, and then he has to go and find a home. It's so cute. So, every £1 you buy, when you buy a hardback like this, £1 will go to a charity called Shelter. Just in the UK and Ireland, apparently. Yes, so I got my normal regular copy, which I got off Amazon. And then I jumped back straight to Waterstones and I got my signed copy. So this is signed by Michael, Jess, Webb and Sarah Massini. So Sarah did all the beautiful illustrations. And then Jess co-wrote this with Michael. Look at this. I am so pleased that I actually own 2 copies. A bit weird. But there's a little foreword as well. But, come on. I mean, it looks so gorgeous. You look at this. Going around, looking for a home. Someone brings out Spark the Dragon plush, you know it's going to be here. So yeah. So I have 2 copies of this one. I am keeping both copies. I am not ashamed to own 2. I'm quite proud that I own 2. So yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this little book haul. mean, what can I say? I love books. So I will see you all next video for another kind of book haul. I guess it will be Doctor Who themed. Because I've got quite the little collection gone. And I need to sort out another shelf, so I need to put things on shelves. So I will do another Doctor Who haul to get all that organised. And then, more than likely, it'll be an unboxing after that. Or, unless you want me to read this, maybe dressed as Crowley. Putting that out there as an option. I might do that. We'll see. Anyway, hope you enjoy this and I'll see you next video. Bye.